fighting for it if I
to
didn't
say,
know, sir.
to say that you can't present one way or the other,
Right.
you have a vested interest in it.
I do, and as a parent, I can say that I value the education that my kids get in a small district. As a parent, I can say, this is where I went to school. This is where my mom went to school. There's so many good things that happen here every day. Come take a look. I'll prove you right before you can prove me wrong. I can say that as a parent. As a school board member, I will say to you exactly as I have. We don't know what the numbers are. We don't know what it will do to property values. We don't know what it will do to towns or villages or municipalities. We don't know any of that because it hasn't, again, it doesn't happen. This is the first statewide, but even up north when it started, it stopped because of the referendum. They have closed, if you look up, is it Athens? No.
River Valley closed Athens and Lone Rock.
Yeah, so River Valley is a combined school district near Spring Green. And they have closed 2 of their elementary schools already. And they're still, even after closing those buildings, they just went to and failed a referendum seeking $1 million in relief for going forward. So they made those 2 major cuts already and major savings, and they still don't have enough wiggle room to make it work. So we don't know what it would do. We don't know what towns would look like. We can't say anything about businesses, homeowners, anything of the sort. We don't know. I hope as a parent that people see value in having a school in the neighborhood. And I appreciate Bob's sentiment. It's a tough line to walk. But I hope that in sitting here tonight and presenting to you, you do find that we stick to the information as best as we can, and I try not to interject my own opinion in there where I shouldn't.
Thank you.
I just have a little comment, and that is when a school disappears, the community falls apart, because it is the center of a community, and it has been since we had one-room schools. You know, it really is, and I think people should keep that in mind. And as a town board member, I can say something. so I think not supporting something like this is, frankly, selfish.
If anything, for the elderly people that don't have kids in school,
Yes.
with this referendum, they will know what their cost will be on their taxes.
Correct.
You both know, you have no idea, and it could be even higher.
Correct.
One way or the other, they're going to pay.
You're still, no matter what, your property is still part of a school district.
Right.
You can't.
Whatever happens, they're going to pay for schooling.
Correct.
So they're taking a bigger chance by saying no.
That's, yeah.
Is this a pretty widespread thing? I would assume there are a lot of other smaller school districts that are in this pinch.
Many districts up north are experiencing it. The larger you are, the more, I guess, wiggle room you have. Because when you have a $100 million budget and you're short by $3 million, well, you can find a way. When you have a $12 million budget and you're short by $2 million, there's not a lot of meat on the bone. And again, as a board, and I pay taxes too. I don't want to pay any more than I need to. We've done yeoman's work to try to keep the numbers where they are and try to adjust to the fact that, yeah, we don't need 2 grade level teachers for 14 kids. Not realistic. So we've made those cuts and we've made that happen. And we've tried to be responsible to everyone who pays taxes and who lives in the area. And it's, for some, it's enough, and for some it's not. And I have to resign myself to the fact that I'm here to present facts, and we'll live with the outcomes however they come. So.
Is open enrollment a state mandate?
Open enrollment is something that is a statewide law, and as of, how many years ago did they take the cap off?
4 or 5.
First year was 1998, there was a cap the first 3 years, and so since 2000-ish, 2001.
It's 10 years already.
It's been anyone can go anywhere in any quantity. There is no limit to any of it. And at any time. There isn't, you're gonna see in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna see lots of advertisements on TV about eAchieve Academy, and you're gonna see Wisconsin Education Group and all these different things, the online schools. Well, in effect, that's still open enrollment, because those programs are run by other public school districts. So when you join eAchieve Academy, an online school, and you sign up for that, your open enrollment money goes from Palmyra Eagle to Waukesha, because that's who runs the Achieve Academy. So many online schools are actually used to offset losses that they have to open enrollment, because they've found a way to create revenue a different way.
Some of the smaller districts have pushed to get more manufacturing and more jobs.
Yes.
It works, but it's such a lag effect that by the time that happens and those people that go there to work move in and have the kids, you're 5 and 10 years down the road.
Right.
So it doesn't help you for the first few years at all.
Well, and our projections go out 4 years simply because we don't know, we can't go door to door and ask who's having children. We don't know. We can't predict what the numbers are. Yeah, some would though, and that's a different problem. We can't predict where the numbers are going to be 4 years from now. We plan accordingly, and then again, we hold in our favor that we can retire this. If we don't need it anymore, it's my money too. We don't want to spend it. We'll retire it. We'll find a different way. But we have 10 years of long-term debt to repay yet. That adds $2, not adds, but that's $2.20 of your mill rate right now. When we get to 2029, that $2.20 falls off. So now our mill rate drops 20% overnight. Problem is, we've got 10 years to get there. You're right, it's a long time. You're right. So,
Thank you.
thank you all, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And with your permission, I don't mean to cut and run, but I'm gonna go put some kids to bed. If that's all right.
That's okay, we have to stay here.
Yeah, I know. I take my
You
turn.
put your 2.5 hours in.
I take my turn tomorrow night if you wanna come join the
No,
meeting.
that's quite all right.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Discussion and possible action to approve poll workers for 2019. Poll workers to approve are Margaret Burlingham, Sandra Murphy, Doris March, Sue Hauser, Elvira Paul, Ellen Schmidt, Terry Reiner, Karen Wicken, Kay Demler, and Sally Milan.
Move to approve. Why aren't you on the list?
I'm thinking I'm the deputy clerk and I do that the.
Okay. Second it.
To move and second it to approve the aforementioned poll workers for 2019. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. Motion carried. Discussion and possible action to set date for a 2019 caucus in January, between January 2nd and January 21st, 2019.
When did we have it last year? On a Saturday, 2 years ago. On Saturday is around the 20th. And right now, the schools signed out from 10 to noon by Lower Spring Lake and from 12 to 1:30 by Blue Spring Lake for something with DNR. And then I think that we could have it right after that, at 1:30.
1:30 on the 19th.
If we can get the gym, the community center. If not, can we use the 12th as a backup? Yeah. So either have it a couple days before or a couple days after,
It'll depend on the availability, right?
yeah.
I can call them tomorrow. See what we can find out.
can find out, we have enough time to, publish, when it'll be.
Okay, so it'll be one or the other, I mean.
I'd like to make a motion to make have the caucus on the 19th at 1:30 or 2 o'clock, depending on availability, or if we can't get it the 19th, have it the 12th.
I'll second that.
What, same time?
I guess that would depend on availability and
Okay,
Or-
to
or
be,
desire.
okay, all right. Okay, I moved and seconded to have the caucus, 19th of January, 1:30 or 2 o'clock, and if that's not available, on the 12th at an available time. Okay, all in favor? Aye, opposed, no? Motion carried. Discuss and possible action for review of proposed contract for snow removal and roadside maintenance with Northwest Services.
Do you mind if Ken comes up to the table while we do this?
Sure.
Should we read each section of it, or?
Sure, do you want me to do that?
Sure.
Okay, so, and just by way of background, we've been, I know Ed's been working with Ken on a agreement for snow removal, and we've also factored in roadside and right-of-way maintenance into this contract as well. It's titled Agreement for Snow Removal, Roadside, and Right-of-Way Maintenance. This contract is between the town of Palmyra, hereinafter town, of W1125, Highway 106, Palmyra, Wisconsin 53156, and Northwest Services Incorporated, hereinafter contractor, of P.O. Box 339, Big Bend, Wisconsin 53103. Parties agree as follows. Number one, term of contract. This contract shall commence on November 1st, 2018, and will be in effect for 5 years, expiring on October 31st, 2023. The town and contractor shall agree to revisit the rates listed in paragraph 3 herein below on 2 occasions over the course of the contract. At the end of the first and third years of the contract, got a typo there. It reads, at the end of the first and third years of the year of the contract. Any increase in rate between the parties shall not exceed the cost of living index for the previous year. 2, services. Contractor agrees to maintain sufficient equipment to perform the duties under this agreement and to provide an up-to-date list of equipment which shall be in good operating condition to the town. Snow removal. The scope of snow plowing. Contractor will plow when at least 1 inch of snow has accumulated. Contractor shall take measurements at the pavement level, not to include drifts. Depending on the time of the snowfall, service will be attempted between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Most plowing and hauling will be performed during the early a.m. hours. Work shall be continuous until all plowing and hauling has been completed. Contractor shall be available to town via telephone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 2, de-icing. De-icing materials will be applied to the roadway at the discretion of the contractor. The decision as to when and how much material is to be applied shall be based on factors including, but not limited to, current ground temperature, current weather forecast from National Weather Service, and further weather predictions and updates. The town is aware that weather conditions in the area may change rapidly and without notice. Changes in weather conditions are considered an act of God, and the contractor assumes no liability as such.
Can we go over a couple things on this, while we're right here on this page?
Yeah, do you want me to just read the whole thing, or do you want me to do you want to go through the?
I don't care. Whatever.
What do you want?
I thought we could kind of go through it as we went through each section or each page or whatever,
Sure.
because the de-icing materials, I'm leaving that pretty much up to Ron, like you have in here. But he's been calling me all the time, and we've been working together on it. Not strictly at his discretion, but at my discretion also. And he's been working with the county on that also.
Here's where the brining before the snow.
Right.
So, I don't know that we need, I don't know if it should be strictly at the discretion of the contractor.
We put in with input from town and highway, whatever title we would want to assign to you.
You could say discretion of the contractor and/or, or the town's request, or something
Yeah,
like that.
something-
So if he requests, hey, it's icy over here, we go, you know, that's what we do now, we go out when, if there's something going on and that needs to be taken care of, we just go out and take care of it, so whatever that is.
Or at the request of highway.
Yeah,
Town highway superintendent.
Okay.
and the charges, what we had kind of talked about was looking at it at the end of this year, because nobody knows what that grinding's gonna cost. And we were gonna look at it, make sure it was fair for both parties at the end of this year. And if it was, leave it at that, and then the second and fourth year would be the revisiting, because Ken, they just raised the rates this year for the first time since I've been on the board.
This is our first, raise in like 12 years, so it isn't like we visit this all the time or raise rates all the time, so it's a bigger jump than normal, but that's because we're kind of bringing it up to where it should, you know, gradually should have been anyways. But, so, same with that cost of living index, we wouldn't, I kind of talked to Ed about that and highlighted it, said, I think Ed sent you the copy that I highlighted.
Right.
You know, we would negotiate anything anyways with the board, as far as, or approve any rate increase on anything anyhow. But, and we probably wouldn't ask for an increase of the entire contract, just a one line item or one thing that isn't working, or, you know, in other words, it wouldn't be a carte blanche, it's like, okay, we're gonna raise everything 3%, or whatever the number would be. It would only be, well, this line item we need to do something with, you know. So that's why I thought instead of that.
So does everybody on the board have a copy of the highlighted version?
No.
Okay, so the proposal here is at the end of paragraph 1, where currently it reads, any increase in rate between the parties shall not exceed the cost of living index for the previous year. And the proposed change is that sentence will read, any increase in rate between the parties shall, strike the rest of that sentence, be agreed to by the town board. I think that's fine, but ultimately it has to be an agreement between both parties, but the town board would have the ultimate say on that if they want to agree or disagree with the rate increase.
Because we don't know what the price of anything's gonna be, salt went crazy this year.
Yeah, it's 3 times what it was when I started doing this.
Yeah, and
It's crazy.
if the brine stays the same, that's one thing. If they start raising the price of brine, that's gonna, you know, that's gonna change stuff too.
Have we continue reading on page 2?
Yep.
Okay. The second part of paragraph under services is titled roadside and right-of-way maintenance. That reads, the town may use Northwest Services Incorporated for various work, including but not limited to roadside mowing, tree trimming / removal, including storm damage, culvert repair / replacement. However, the town reserves the right to use other contractors for the same tasks. Paragraph 3 is titled rates. For snow plowing, the rate for plow truck with wing is to be $135 per hour. That is $135 per hour. For plow truck without wing is $125 per hour. For brine application is $135 per hour. For loader is $125 per hour. For the sand and salt mix, subject to change on approval by both parties, is $90 per ton. For brine material is 70 cents per gallon. The rates for roadside and right-of-way maintenance are for a laborer, $55 per hour, for an operator, $60 per hour, for a foreman, $65 per hour, for equipment for roadside and right-of-way maintenance, for a loader backhoe is $50 per hour, for a chipper is $35 per hour, and for a chainsaw is $9 per hour. And then for the trucks involved, a 1-ton truck with tools is $25 per hour, a dump truck under,
26,000.
thank you, what's GVW mean?
Gross vehicle.
Gross vehicle weight.
All right, thank you. Dump truck under 26,000 gross vehicle weight is $35 per hour. Dump truck over 26,000 gross vehicle weight is $45 per hour. And a pickup truck is $19 per hour. And for a bucket truck is $45 per hour. For brushing and or mowing, the rate for a tractor with a rotary brush cutter with operator is $125 per hour. For a tractor with flail mower with operator is $105 per hour. For a plow truck with wing is $135 per hour. For a,
We already did those.
oh, did I,
Those two are in there.
are those redundant? Okay. Alright. So I'll strike the last two there for plow truck with wing and plow truck without wing, because we've got those elsewhere. Shall we continue on?
Yep.
Alright. Property damage, paragraph 4. The town will report in writing any property damage caused by the contractor within 48 hours of the town becoming aware of said property damage. Contractor will repair reported property damage in the spring season following the winter during which the property damage occurred. The contractor shall be solely liable for any reported damage and shall comply with the instruction of the town operations manager in returning town property to its pre-season condition. Paragraph 5, performance of work. All collections will be made on time as scheduled. All work will be performed in a workmanlike manner, that is efficiently, safely, neatly, with special regard for the needs of the town residents. Paragraph 6, cancellation of contract. Either party may cancel the contract in case of breach. The moving party must notify the breaching party and allow 60 days to correct the breach. If the breach is not cured within 60 days, the offended party may, but is not required to, elect to have the contract terminated forthwith. Paragraph 7, complaints. Complaints shall be directed to the contractor, and the contractor will address said complaints. Contractor agrees to log all complaint calls and make this log available to the town upon their request. Said log will list date, address, name of person issuing complaint, nature of complaint, and how the complaint was resolved. Contractor agrees to respond in a reasonable and professional fashion to customer complaints. Complaints may be emailed to rbennett68@wi.rr.com.
I'll probably end up getting most of the complaints,
Okay?
so that's not a problem.
All right, independent contractor, paragraph 8. Contractor is an independent contractor and is not an agent or employee of the town. Contractor shall comply with all federal, state, and local laws regarding income tax withholding, FICA, unemployment compensation, and workers' compensation insurance. Paragraph 9, exclusivity. This contract is an exclusive contract between the town and contractor. This is the way it currently reads. All residences within the town must participate in the town. You can see why you struck this. This doesn't apply at all.
Yeah, nothing to do with that.
My apologies, this is language from a previous contract that doesn't apply. But the language that currently reads, all residences within the town must participate in the town's solid waste and recycling program, that's proposed to be stricken.
Can we go back to paragraph 4? I have a question. I'm sorry, paragraph 5. All collections will be made on time.
I think that again.
That was for the garbage, I
Trash
think.
guys, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that,
okay, so can we strike that sentence?
right, and instead start it with all work will be performed in a workmanlike manner.
Okay.
Okay, paragraph 10, assignability. The contract may be assignable by the contractor in whole or in part with the written consent of the town. The town agrees not to withhold such consent unreasonably. Paragraph 11, compliance with laws. Contractor shall always comply with all laws, ordinances, and regulations of the town, county of Jefferson, and the state of Wisconsin at any time applicable to the contractor's operations under the contract. Paragraph 12, contractor's license. Contractor shall always be properly licensed by all required regulatory agencies. Paragraph 13, indemnity. Contractor shall hold the town harmless from and indemnify the town for any cost of defending all claims made against the town and relating to the contractor's performance of services under this contract. Paragraph 14, insurance. Contractor shall carry insurance, insuring the collection service as follows. Whoops. Shall carry insurance as follows. A, workers' compensation. Contractor shall carry in a company authorized under the laws of the state of Wisconsin a policy to protect himself against liability under the workers' compensation statutes of the state of Wisconsin. B, automobile liability insurance. The contractor shall carry in his own name a policy under a comprehensive form to ensure the entire automobile liability of his operations with the limits of not less than $1 million per person and $2 million for each accident, bodily injury liability, and $500,000 for each accident for property damage liability. C, general liability. The contractor shall carry in his own name a comprehensive liability policy for his operations other than automobile with limits of not less than $1 million each person and $2 million for each accident, bodily injury liability, and $500,000 each accident for property damage liability. D, the contractor will place on file with the town certificates of insurance provided by the insurance carrier or carriers, writing insurance coverage, and types of insurance required in the paragraph are currently in effect at all times during the term of this contract. As terms of coverage expire, or if contractor changes insurance companies, the contractor shall provide a replacement certificate of insurance. It should be so that the town is assured at all times that the contractor has the requisite insurance coverage called for herein, and that such coverages are always in effect. All such certificates of insurance shall be placed on file in the office of the town clerk and name the town as an additional insured. Paragraph 15, governing law. This contract shall be governed by the laws of the state of Wisconsin. Paragraph 16, force majeure. If and to the extent contractor is precluded from performing its duties and obligations under this contract as a result of an act of God or other causes beyond its control, contractor shall be excused to the extent that its performance continues to be precluded by such acts and shall not be considered default. Paragraph 17, payment to contractor. The town shall pay the contractor for the work specified in accordance with section 2 and 3 within 30 days of receipt of the invoice.
So look good to you,
Looks good.
Yeah.
So we made all those little changes, right?
That was just like,
I can recirculate the version of this showing the changes that have been made.
all right, and then Larry and Ken will have to get together and sign it.
yeah, that's fine.
And paragraph 17 is, that would should be within payment to the contractor,
Oh, within.
within.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ken, you'll be signing as president of
Yes.
Northwest Services.
Yeah.
What's your middle initial?
Okay,
Okay. Your last name is K.
A,
A.
yeah, and
N.
then
A. R. D.
A,
Okay, thank you.
all set?
we've given that to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just say it, yeah.
I'll make a motion.
I can make a motion to approve
Make
it
a
as,
motion
with the
As
corrections.
corrected.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the contract as corrected.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the road contract as corrected with Northern Services. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. Motion's carried. Thank you to Brett and Carrie Welch for allowing the town to place a brine tank on their property on the corner of Hooper Road and Zion Road.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. Motion carried. Thank you.